What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 85 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, we managed to take the Skullcarver's abode from a bunch of Tzeentchians, a full stack together with a full garrison with a tier 3 minor settlement wall, and we didn't take all that much damage at the end of the day, at least surprisingly so, because of this being a relatively weak army, because of its reliance on Razordons. Long story short, I'm happy with the results, and that's one less army for the Tzeentchians as we continue attacking them in the southern wastes. Oh, well done, everybody. In terms of what we got to do this time around, well, there's several things. First of all, Chameleon's going to attack Torokar. We built the buildings that we needed to build, so at least there's not that to be concerned with. And then there was the thought of possibly popping the Rite of Primeval Glory, and just if nothing else to activate the Feral Cold One summoning ability. It's actually reasonably strong as far as abilities go, especially for taking out enemy artillery and stuff, and I feel like there's merits to both options, both to the popping of the Rite of Primeval Glory and to the popping of the Rite of Xhotl instead, exactly when the endgame scenario pops. But I think we're actually going to do the Rite of Primeval Glory, not so much because I think it is the better option, as the fact that I think this is the only time in this entire campaign that we'll ever pop it, meaning either we do it now or we never will before the campaign ends, and it would be nice to use the right at least once before we do. So in that light, we're going to need a little bit of extra cash. Well, we could also cancel buildings, but I don't want to do that. So we're going to take cash from, I guess we could do Stirland. Are they hated by anybody that's nearby? They seem to be allied with most factions. Well, the Wood Elves are a little bit concerning, because they might dislike them. I know, yeah, Archaon's still moving around up there. We could also go for a military alliance with somebody like the Border Princes. How much money would you give us for that? 2.36. Wait, what about joining our wars? What against the Shadow Legion? Oh, you refuse to do that. Screw it, just do the military alliance with them.
As you say, sir.
Is that enough?
You called?
Man. Very different from our planned betrayal of them early on. We'll just pretend it never happened. And there we go. That did indeed give us enough for the Rite of Primeval Glory, so we're going to pop that and let's see what it gives us. Alrighty, a lovely little army with more Razordons, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, and it's going to cost us, 5.1 or 5.2k. It's actually not as bad. Alright, but more importantly, we now have the Feral Cold One's ability for every single army on the field for a total of 20 turns, which ain't bad. And the extra speed, well, I guess that's nothing to sneeze at either. Now, what we do want to do, and there is one annoying aspect of this that I just realized. If we wanted to build a bunch of Feral Carnosaurs, we'd now be limited by the fact that we just got a bunch on, well, one on the field. I wanted to build some, but oh well. Too bad we didn't get any Dreadsaurians out of this, but oh well. We do want to probably spend our alignments, maybe not all of them, but some. And let's get those Sundering attacks on you guys, because they're just so good. And then, probably won't spend everything, but here, Ravenous Hunger gives us... Oh, that's interesting. It gives you regeneration. Well, that's obviously what we're going to pick here. Regeneration is just so strong that there's really nothing else that we'd want to pick. What about you guys? We have the Trample ability, which is a passive ability, direct damage in area, and it's a little mini Mortis Engine effect versus a passive ability that gives us melee defense and physical resistance, so it makes these guys more tanky. That said, they're already pretty darn tanky, so I feel like we're probably better off going for the Trample. Although in this army, maybe we'd be better off going for defenses. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think it'll matter all that much at the end of the day. Enable defend melee and leadership is higher than broken. Effect increases with time spent engaged in melee. Well, that basically guarantees a maximum rate of this. But you know what, for now I think I'd rather have the Warpaint of Xhotl. We do have a tendency to go for Warpaint of Xhotl because it is Kroq-Gar's Warpaint after all. And I think we'll keep the rest of the alignments until they're maxed out. I really do find it a little bit annoying that you can only keep 100. Especially, like, we've had like 50 turns where we basically didn't use any, so all those alignments went to waste. It should at least have some other kind of use for them. because like they're really needed in the early game and in the end game. Then the mid game, it's just completely wasted. I do feel like they could warrant a little tiny bit of a rework, if nothing else. Anyway, that's that. The army can't move, and only Chameleon can, and thus Chameleon, it's time to fight. Chameleon, your troops, I guess, will get a little bit of a bonus upgrade, whatever. Marked for service for you. Keep buffing those skinky boys. Marked for service, and let me guess. Marked for service? Yes, indeed. Oh, double up on it, in fact. Well done. Silith, you can have... Ooh, you've got the good stuff, but we can still get another point in Curse of Anric here, which we do use constantly, and Arcane Conduit. Magical Reserves will be next, but for now, we're looking pretty good. Lovely. Alright, Chameleon, away you go, my friend. And be careful. I keep putting you into very dangerous situations, and valiant defeat. Once again, we're going to have to deal with all of these damn spawn, like we had to deal with them when we fought the... Why is the enemy character just still in their portrait, whereas normally That's so bizarre. Maybe it's because it's not a lord, but a Slaaneshi cultist, but whatever. Either way, that doesn't change the fact that we're going to attack, and we're going to try our best to make it through. This is much more dangerous than you might think, because the Slaaneshi towers are extremely strong. They're probably the best towers, at least as far as I know, so we do have to be wary. Here we go.
Take not how.
Alrighty, here we go. Chameleon is back for more, and still more or less fine in terms of this army. Now we're facing off against the spawn of Slaanesh. And I mentioned spawn because last episode we had that massive pile of spawn of Tzeentch that we had to deal with. Well, now it'll be spawn of Slaanesh. I guess we're going to collect them all. Anyway, these stegs are going to move forward together with the Arcs of Sotek. Still need that Reviv crystal, but well, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually, hopefully before the end of the campaign. I'm gonna break through that gate and then move on into the city. As for our deployment, we have our units of Chameleon Stalkers over on this side, and I'm hoping to get them through the enemy gate right here and hit the enemy on the sides. We've also got our Red Crest, which are waiting until the gate is broken through, and of course, this is a Slaaneshi garrison, which means they have little to no area defenses at all other than their towers, which means that our Fire Leech Bolas can do whatever they damn well please. I did contemplate removing the Fire Leech Bolas from this army earlier, I guess. Well, early actually, but I haven't contemplated in a while. But I think it was a good decision not to do so. First off, we're going to knock out this unit of Deck Gunners as the main and pretty much only threat to the Fire Leech Bolas. Fortunately, they're an incredibly fragile unit, and they will just drop. They're melting away, and those Fire Leech Bolas are gonna take them all out. And there we go. Now it's time for them to focus Marauders and Demonettes, and well, I guess whatever else they can reach. The gate is down to by about a third of its HP, but we got more time for the Bolas to do damage. There is an enemy tower trying to attack us. As I said, the only remaining anti-air the enemy has, but not to worry. Our Skink Priest of Beasts will take it down while we deal with the Demonettes. First one's already at half HP. Really got to try to focus that tower down quicker, and the Slaaneshi towers are really, really good. I still think that they're probably the best tower, and they have lots of shots, and they're all decent damaging, and they're very high accuracy, so they're able to knock fast movers down fairly well, and rather than miss a bunch of shots. And I have to wonder how much better they are in SFO, because they were already really good in vanilla. Because a bunch of factions' towers are kind of trash by comparison. It's kind of interesting how the devs bothered to make different attacks and stuff for the towers, but kept the same kept the same appearance for them as in the buildable towers. Not that it's a big deal, and as you guys have mentioned, there are mods that add the different towers for them. Anyway, with the tower destroyed, the Fire Liege Bolas just have to waste all their ammunition now, or use up all their ammunition, so they're going to go ahead and go after the enemy Daemonettes and whatnot, ignoring the enemy monstrous infantry because, well, they're not going to do a lot of damage to them. Let's face it. Enemy towers are still active up here. We've also got about a third of the enemy gate to work our way through, but we're working on it. Alright, Daemonettes. Another one. I think they've destroyed one of the units of Daemonettes so far. Now, of course, their damage isn't magical damage, so these guys are still going to resist plenty of those shots, but, you know, 30% damage isn't going to resist them all. And they don't have direct missile resistance, just the physical resistance. Alrighty, and they're going to try to book it out of there as well, instead of staying up there where they probably saw the deck gunners die, but we're going to continue chasing them down until we use up all that ammo. And got about still a third of the gate to work on. I think we can just speed this up a little bit now, as let's face it, we've seen the Fire Leech Bolas do that work for a while. It's time to let the dinos and do their thing as well. And I decided against sending our Chameleon Stalkers up through the gate because I figured why not just help the main blob. Anyway, continue breaking through that gate. Looks like that Daemonette unit is down, and there we go. We're in the city now. And we've certainly softened up the enemy garrison with those 2 units of Fire Leech Bolas. Yeah, if we had a follower army with nothing but flyers for every single army, whether it be, well, various types, mainly Bolas and Coatl and a few of the regular javelin chucking Pterodon riders, it would make for a lot easier battles, but obviously follower armies would just make easier battles in general. But I do think that it is a pretty good option if you're struggling in a Lizard campaign, because as I've said before, the Fire Leech Bolas are so incredibly cheap for how effective they are, and as we've seen with Tic-Tac-Toe's army, the enemy often has a little recourse against them, especially as it doesn't build to counter them specifically, and still builds a lot of melee units. Anyway, the dinos are having a fun time. They've knocked out a decent amount of those spawn of Slaanesh already, and now Chameleon will be facing off in a duel against that enemy Keeper of Secrets. Keeper of Secrets versus Carnosaur. Hey, you leave that Ark of Sotek alone, although it probably doesn't like being, well, actually, no. I was about to say, it doesn't like its bones being crushed by a Bone Crusher and the Overwhelm from the Arks of Sotek, but this is a Slaaneshi unit, so it probably does enjoy that. Both the Overwhelm and the Bone Crushing. It's as close to death by snoo as it's likely to get with the lizards. Anyway, let's see what we've got here. One of the units of enemy spawn is pretty much done. We got some Heartseekers moving in, but as you can see, they're all very badly damaged because once the Daemonettes were dealt with, our Pterodon riders decided to go after all those cav units, especially such that they don't threaten our various skinks. Speaking of skinks, the Chameleon Stalkers and the Redcrests have entered the city, while the Chameleon skinks, the regular ones, have moved up onto the walls where they can fire their blowguns down into those piles of enemies. It looks like where the Keeper of Secrets led the charge on the other flank, this one has the Soul Grinder together with that unit of Seeker Chariots, as well as more spawn of Slaanesh. Yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot of spawn in these episodes, but they'll all be dead sooner rather than later. Alrighty, get a few cold ones to help us out. Feral cold ones. And just mostly to distract the enemy and to cause a little bit of morale damage to them by getting hit in the back, plus also to take a few hits, tank a few hits. Now, they may be fragile, but as a summoned unit, we obviously don't care about that. Anyway, looks like the bouncing power is about, let's say, 85% in our favor. Chameleon's nearly dropped that Keeper of Secrets. In fact, he has dropped the Keeper of Secrets. And just now and then we'll be fighting off some of these Fiends of Slaanesh as well, who are also wavering and will be done for soon. Alrighty, and all that while more and more skinks enter the settlement as well. Looks like the fiends are melting away. Down they go. The Seekers are routing, and it looks like the Chain Rat will be here before you know it. In fact, is it possibly here? I think only the spawn of Slaanesh are still fighting. There we go. I always laugh because the Soul Grinders look so sad when they die. Like, oh, I failed. Poor Soul Grinder. I feel somewhat bad, but anyway, looks like we just have the spawn to take care of, but between all of these ancient stegs and chameleon coming in from the distance, plus a little bit of help from the chameleon skinks, we're looking good. I also find it quite interesting that there are still eagles flying around, but I know that this is a high elven map, but you'd think the Slaaneshi would have cleared them out, though on the other hand, once again, because they have a few recourses in terms of anti-air, maybe that's why they couldn't. But I guess you'd think that the Eagles would leave the place once it's been corrupted by chaos. Anyway, there we go. Chameleon moves in and drops the last of the remaining Slaaneshi spawn, and the close victory is ours. Not entirely sure how close though, because I don't think we took a lot of damage, but I guess probably took a little bit. Still need that reviv. Alrighty, very good. Another nice win for Chameleon and the Chameleon Skinks. Oh, I gotta remember this army. I think I'll remember this army forever. It's achieved so much throughout this campaign, and like Tlashbog's unbelievable survival against all odds, Chameleon also has survived against all odds, but also just gone across the world murdering everything with nothing but skinks. It's fantastic. We are going to... I mean, we've got reasonably good HP, so I think we can just occupy it. Keep it at tier 4. We're not going to keep it for ourselves, but we can transfer it to our allies there with a higher tier. We're obviously not going to collect the income, even though it's not a horrible amount of income. And we may actually want to trade Elysia right away. If Silostra then takes it, these guys should, I think, be programmed to retail. Oh, huh. We can't trade Elysia right away. We have to trade Torakar first. All right, well then we'll wait because we want to heal up here, and then we'll move. Oh, wait. What did we get in terms of the... we can't build anything at one turn. I was hoping that we might be able to build a dino, but alas, we did not get one of these, as in build a healer dino. But well, not a big deal. Chameleon will overcome, because Chameleon always overcomes. Now, in terms of what else we have to do, I believe I've moved everybody, and we're ready to go in the next turn. So skip, damage building where? Oh, it's in Elysia. Just repair it, whatever. And then Lord not moved. Kowal. Oh. We're just a little bit short of being able to grab the Haunted Forest for ourselves. We could do it next turn, or if we could get a tiny amount of money from somebody, we could do it right now. Building upgrade available, we'll skip. Hero not moved. What hero could I possibly not have? Oh, Assassin, yeah. I knew that one, damn it. Alrighty, let's see. Can we get a tiny amount of money from somebody? Let's see, Ancestral Throng would probably... Nah, we can't take Ancestral Throng's money. If we take their money, they'll die. That ain't great. We could try the Heralds of Ariel, go for a military alliance with them, though I fear that that would weaken them further as well, which ain't great. I don't know if they'll survive. We could try a defensive alliance with Stirland and just... let's go for a defensive alliance with Stirland. Let's just hope that we don't get screwed over by... Though I imagine that Archaon will attack them shortly, because Archaon's got to attack somebody, right? But it's a defensive alliance and not a military. Not that we really care about fighting with Archaon, because, well, we already have fought with Archaon, and we'll probably fight Archaon again in the future. What I wanted to do was grab this little tree location, so Kowal the 4th or something like that, go to Haunted Forest, and then colonize it. Don't want the rats to suddenly appear there. We're obviously not collecting the income, and we want to go for the public order thing. That will be you, alignment of order. The only place we'll have alignment of order, and then we'll take out the cold-blooded commune as well. You are no longer necessary or needed, so we're going to delete you. And then hopefully this place won't rebel, or at the very least, hopefully the corruption goes down enough so as not to force it to rebel, but it should be fine because of the bonus control from the alignment of order. At least I would think so. Anyway, no money remaining, no moves remaining on the turn, and go next down to 2 turns now. Oracles of Tzeentch can't do anything. Fantastic. Ally mobilizes. Maybe they will have finally taken a territory. I am curious if Deathmaster Snitch will try to move towards Coppereth. Cult of Pleasure, Peace Treaty, and 10,000 monies, but no. You've made your bed, Marathi, and I'm sure you're used to that sort of thing, but now you've actually got a lie in it. Let's see, Reichland, Golden Order, we've got our allies moving now. Probably not anything useful in terms of their moves, but I'll let them do something. At the very least, I see Hanyu Port has not yet fallen. I think Deathmaster Snitch has also moved away, which works for us. And because if he's not here, he's not destroying our allies. Maybe he's trying to return to Kunlun to reclaim it after Kroq-Gar has claimed it, which would make sense. And I guess we'll have to see. Alright, looks like no attacks on us as yet. Campaign movement range for Timakenzi, Disciplinarian, ally mobilizes and occupies. Good. They now have the Lost Palace. I would love for them to be able to take the Fate Weaver's crevasse, but I fear that they are too damaged and will not be able to. It's a tier 4 settlement, and even with all these armies, let's just say I'm not super confident in the AI's capability of doing so. We cannot reach Occam's Forever Maze, and we probably wouldn't be able to take it if we did. We're going to occupy, or we're going to encamp, we're going to move towards the maze, and then after we're there we'll besiege it while we wait for our summoned little army to come in and help. So you're going to head out to sea, and it's going to take you a while to get there, but we'll probably have done a decent amount of sieging by the time that you're there. I mean, we could give it a try next turn. I'll think about it. At the end of the day, the problem is we won't be able to knock down towers with this army. It's not meant for that sort of battle. So we're probably not going to. But anyway, let's see what else we can do, or what we can do generally this turn, because, well, we've just started a new turn. Miao Ying. Don't know why you're going over there, but... Oh, wait. She destroyed the rebels. Oh, fantastic, Miao Ying. I was thinking we'd have to do that for you, but since we don't... Kroki. You cannot reach the city of Shigengan, and you cannot reach Weijin either. Oh, Kroki. Come on. We could go all the way to Qingpo, but I feel like we want to take out the northern portions of these territories first, so... yeah, we're gonna do that. This does mean moving away from Kunlun, which is kind of a concern, but I also don't see how we can escape the situation. You just keep building chameleon skinks. And I know I'm constantly building chameleon stalkers, rather, constantly building chameleon stalkers, but they're probably the best thing that we can build on short notice like that. Anyway, Kroki, I guess you're moving to Weijin, so you know what, move right here between these territories, because I'd like for you to be able to attack either one, depending. Something could happen, but more likely than not we'll hit Weijin and then go back for the city of Shigengan, then for Haichai, the capital of the Blessed Dread. They've left it wide open, and we surely should make them suffer for it. Silostra has recovered a full stack, I see, and it looks like Seducers of Slaanesh are on the way to recovery as well. Chameleon could head out and destroy Demahar the Black here, and ooh... It looks like the little army that had belonged to the Van Heimlings has been destroyed, which means Kowal can now move up north and help Chameleon out, rather than just sitting there, which is lovely as well. And granted, there may be some stuff he has to... Oh. Heck happened to Longyi? Oh, please don't lose Longyi. Oh, right, wait, he's reclaimed Kurun. I forgot that Kurun had fallen earlier. Oh, that's interesting. I guess now the question is whether we bother to send Chameleon to attack Demahar or not. You know what? I'll think about it. We can't have Chameleon doing everything all the time, forever. We got others to move. Now you cannot reach Demon Gate by the look of it, Demon's Gate. So we're going to encamp. And Ezekiel Manybeaks. You're going to have a decent garrison there, so that'll be a fight for Koal when he reaches it. Fantastic. How are we doing over with Xhotl? Well, he's building stuff, let's say. But it's going to take him a while to complete his construction, especially as we are rather slow at building here. I'm wondering whether we should use another army to build up his forces, as it might be faster. You know what? I think that's what we'll do. Xhotl, rather than bothering with this unit, you're actually going to march stance. And oh, you're not immune to the chaos attrition? Damn it! I thought he would be. Okay, well, he should be, frankly, but you know, whatever. We're gonna march stance, yeah, even with a little bit of attrition. Not a big deal. I'm going to use Xhotl essentially to reinforce Kanos Kier for now, but later on we're probably going to transfer him some units. Ralikan, I want you to move here. You're going to Kayaks, but we'll be using a bunch of recruiters at Kayaks. Sakail, you are moving to Xhotl, I guess, because you are going to want to join him, and we'll want more skink priests and oracles in his army as well. Alright, who's up next? Not buildings, you are not a who. Kanos Kier is good where he is, Koal is good where he is, tic-tac-toe! You have reached Lizard Light, and that is where you shall wait until the endgame scenario, which is in 2 turns. Ooh, it's getting there. Making me nervous now. Alright, tic-tac-toe, you are stuck there for the near future. Next up, Pyroxy. You are headed down to Kroq-Gar Mountain, where you will be fighting many Skavens, so start moving down there. Oh, I see Azag is here. Wait, can you go into ambush stance right here? Maybe we'll see. What if Azag tries to move to the Silver Pinnacle and we could knock him out yet again? I wouldn't say no to that, let's say. Ooh, I also see that Archaon is moving up north. He's gonna start going through Karakungor and stuff. Well, that's a little bit annoying. Maybe we should tell these guys, since we can't actually recruit anything useful from them, to deal with Archaon. Though frankly, I doubt that they will. I sincerely doubt that they will, but we'll see. Hey, look at that! Thorgrim and these guys are still alive here. Oh, fantastic. I guess we're going to get a little bit of help from them here. Unexpected, but nice. You are going to move towards Hanyu Port, I guess, Koparaf, and you're going to sit there, and then we'll take Shenwu next turn, and then probably move up to Xiangyang. Problem is, these guys will probably attack it together and should be able to take it, but maybe we'll arrive in time to reclaim it and trade it right back to where it should be. You are still trying to transfer that Basti, who's been on the way to Kroq-Gar for, I don't know, longer than I can remember at this point. Man, it's been a while. Gorok, you are good where you are, my friend. You will no longer have to move. You're ready for the end game, and you will sit there. Tehenoen, how are you doing? You got your 2. You got your 2 units, and we may as well upgrade them as well. So Warpaint of Xhotl. Gotta love that overwhelm. And then you're going to defend with Gorok. Frankly, we probably don't need this many armies here. Actually, does Gorok even need help? I mean, I guess it depends on the kind of armies that spawn. I'm just wondering whether we should just go ahead and send Tehenoen away. Oh, wait, but then again, now we're waiting for his next, or his last, rather, Skink Chief and one more Chameleon Stalker. Can we even build a Chameleon Stalker here? No. Can we build a Chameleon Stalker here? No. Oh, for the love of... Oh, you have to get him a Chameleon Stalker game. Come on now. You can encamp here. You know what? I guess he'll wait until he gets his Chameleon Stalker then. And then this is going to Gorok. I'd really love to move him, because I feel like these two can handle any Skaven armies that we will be likely to encounter. Although, wait a second. I just realized Gorok does not have Lightning Strike. Oh, that's interesting. So he'll have to fight many armies at the same time. Oh, and there's no way that you have Lightning Strike either. Fascinating. And oh, you know what you do need? You need Varenagor to join your army, right? Skyrider, Skink Chief, yeah, because you don't have a ground unit. Well, I guess you're a ground unit, but you won't be for long. And thus we need Varenagor in there. There we go. Now that army at least is complete. Anyway, let's keep going. I will think about what to do with Tehanuman at the current time. But you know what? With 2 turns, maybe we keep him here just in case, and then once the thing is done, then we'll move him. Tlashbog. As in, once the enemy has spawned and been destroyed there. Tlashbog the Thunderer, you could go to help. It's not like we need you to be here with Mazda Mundi at the current time. I was gonna hopefully go after you, Admiral Alanis, but the fact is we can't actually catch him. He'd run. And we could also... Ooh, we could send Tlashbog to help with this. You know what, we might need to. The problem here is that if we don't do that, Tlashbog will most likely... Well, these guys will just keep getting damaged, and then they'll start sailing down south and annoying us, so we'll have Tlashbog take care of it. Piyakador, Kylok, etc. Let's move up here, and then once we have Ziggurat of Dawn, Skeggi, Hexoatl, and the Fallen Gates, then we'll just leave 2 armies here and send the rest through the sea lands. Take out Sinaev, please. You should be able to auto-resolve this. It's a little tiny army after all. You're going to run, but it's okay, because Mazda Mundi can catch you. Or Piyakador can catch you. Wait. Let me think about this. Piyakador, well, if we move Mazda there, he won't be able to hit Port Reaver or Hexoatl, which he can do right now. If Piyakador catches you, he won't be able to hit Machu Peaks, but I guess he can hit Machu Peaks next turn. Do it. Do it, kill Senaef, and auto-resolve it for a little bit of extra XP. Then we'll take the... Killinate. Killinate because we have to... Ooh, mission successfuls. Nice. And very nice indeed. Killinate because we have not much of a choice in the matter, as we're going to suffer attrition. And I think we have no choice. We're going to suffer attrition either way. We're currently in Hexoatl territory, though, so if we take Hexoatl, it would at least be our territory, but because of the corruption, that wouldn't change. And, oh, I see that you're still hurt, so you probably wouldn't be able to auto-resolve at Hexoatl. You'd have to fight it manually, eh? But if we have to, we have to. Either way, you're going to move there. I think we won't have time to fight it this episode, but at least I'd love for you to move close to it. Like so, and oh, we can auto. Oh, they don't have a stack there. You know what? I might auto-resolve this just because it's, well, this is gonna be not a very difficult fight, especially compared to the fights we had against Marathi and such. I will think about it. It depends on if we have a better battle next episode, because if we don't, then we'll just do it like this. But if we do, then, well, you know. Tech Thieves. I want you to actually land. We need you to start stealing tech. Go steal some from Port Reaver, please. Okay, you know what? Actually, no. Tech Thieves, I'm going to move you between the huh? I mean, you can't land here. How weird. Usually they can land. Okay, well, I guess they don't want to land. Fine. Go around. Anyway, there's a lot of heroes to move and a little bit of admin to do, and I think I will end the episode here and then do that admin between the episodes so we don't have to waste the time next time around. So, I'm going to call it here. Next time we either auto-resolve or attack with Mazda Mundi, but more importantly, keep moving through the territories of the Oracles. 2 turns left, so we will make the last of our preparations by the looks of it with regards to the endgame scenario. There doesn't seem to be too much in the way of battles that we have to do right now, so the sooner we get to the end game, the more fun we'll have against super elite Skaven stacks in ridiculous numbers. Stay tuned for more Kroq-Gar as we move towards the end. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.